Good morning, we are back out on the District Line for the last time. Yes, it's episode 20, the last one for now in this series of End of the Line as we go to Wimbledon.
The next station is Wimbledon, where this train terminates.
So yes, I've come here by District Line today to the station where there's Tube and National Rail South West trains and Thameslink and trams. Sadly no overground, or we could all go wombling free. But the thing that I implore you to do right now, there's a link in the description, that is to download the End of the Line bingo sheet where you play along by crossing off or ticking out the words as I say them in this video. And as it's the last episode, I have this sneaky suspicion that we might just tick them all off. So Wimbledon is in Zone 3, not Zone 6, and like Richmond and Upminster, does not have any classic rounders on the platform as the station isn't managed by TfL. Tube trains depart from platforms 1 to 4. Stopping South Western Railway services stop on platforms 5 and 8. Platform 9 is then used for Thameslink and platform 10 is then used for trams. And let's get that big issue out of the way first. Now, Thameslink trains used to use both platforms 9 and 10, but when the Tramlink came in here, that took over platform 10, and it was just platform 10 until later it was then split. They added the second one, and it's now 10A, and behind me there is 10B. And as the trams are inside of the gate line at Wimbledon, it leads to a small anomaly, because normally on trams, you only touch in once when starting a journey. Instead here, at Wimbledon, if you start a tram journey, you have to touch in on the main gate line and then again on the validator on the platform. And if you arrive by tram and want to carry on by National Rail train, then you have to tap on the Oyster validator on platform 9, or if by tube, then tap on the validators on platform 1 to 4 before continuing your journey. And talking of tapping in and out at a gate line, there's a gate line on the side entrance to Wimbledon here. Now, Richmond had a side entrance, but the Wimbledon one is a lot busier because everybody uses it to go to the Centre Court shopping centre, which is right there. But more on the tennis in a moment. As first, we've just got to confirm that the underground didn't used to go further, but there are buffers and dot matrix displays for the tube platform, no waiting room though or shelter, and its platform canopy isn't as nice as the one at Richmond. Wimbledon isn't a rural setting. The station delivers you right out onto the high street, along with its bus stops and, this deer? Sure. No Wimpy though, which is a shame, but I do like a sneaky footbridge over the railway with a view, and Wimbledon has one. Cut down this side passage here, immediately across from the main entrance, and it'll take you to these steps, where you can then watch the trains to your heart's content all day. Warm day, sun's out, coat off. Oh, and it's a brilliant bridge to just sit and watch all the trains go by. Wimbledon is also, of course, the point where limited SWR service runs along the District Line train, one in the morning and one late at night, and passes through tube stations. That video is here on screen now if you've not seen it. And also, Wimbledon isn't the station to travel to get to the tennis championship. For that, you'll want to come here, to Southfields instead. But during the time that the tennis championships are on, South Western Railways do then actually use platforms 6 and 7 to have some stopping services to cope with the extra number of passengers. And from the end of these platforms, you can get a good view of the Wimbledon A signal box, built in the late 1920s in fine Art Deco style. What you can't see from here, but further up the line though, is Wimbledon Train Care Depot, where drivers book on. And there's also a secret platform. Durnsford Road Staff Halt is a tiny platform where railway staff can get on or off special trains that occasionally stop here. I'm sat inside the entrance hall of South Wimbledon Station because the thing that intrigues me most about Wimbledon is look how far apart the District Line is, spaced apart from the Northern Line South Wimbledon Station on the tube map, when in fact they're actually quite close, like less than a mile apart. And certainly when we used to do Tube Challenge, we used to run between the two of them. So if it was up to me, I would redesign the tube map to have the branch of the Northern Line be much closer to the branch of the District Line. Back at the main station, and I must give a shout out to this South African shop that's using the Comic Sans font in 2023 and totally pulling it off. Well done. That shop, along with several others, is located on the overbridge at Wimbledon, the same place where you'll find the labyrinth here too. And to finish, remember back in episode 7 of End of the Line when we discovered that there was a windmill at Upminster? Well, Wimbledon has one too. Admittedly, it's up on the Common a distance away and a few stops on the 93 bus. But it is a splendid kind of must-do thing for you to do when you come and visit Wimbledon. If you'd like to visit Wimbledon and its windmill, or any of the 20 stations featured in this series, then it's very simple. Just head out onto the Underground this weekend with your Oyster card and make a day out of it. Or possibly consider going to all 20 yourself. Just a thought. And that's it. We're all done. Except, hang on, I think there's just one more thing to mention.
And in all the excitement of it being the last episode, the end of the series, at the end of the line, I realised I've forgotten to do one thing to check. So I've got to go back down to Wimbledon Station to see whether it's got a car park.
Car park? What, is that the... Where's your bingo sheet?
I've not done it. I thought you were doing it.
I thought you were doing it.
I've not done it.
Now what we're going to do? You're going to have to tell him.
I'm not telling him.
I'm not telling him.
He'll get a bit funny about it, won't he?
Oh, God.
To see whether it's got a car park.
Car park. Full house. You're not playing that stupid game again, are you? No? No.
Whether it's got a car park.
God. Stupid car park.
It's got a car park.
Not now, Jeff. I've not got time for this bingo nonsense. I'm a little busy building something.
Whether it's got a car park.
Car park, of course. I've absolutely been paying attention to all the videos, not doing maths and spreadsheets and other things. Car parker, that's what they call me. Not just because I had to come out and walk the dog. All right, let's go. Here we go. Well done.
Sorry, someone say something about car parks?